Tell me what the story of The Perks of Being a Wallflower is about.
The story of The Perks of Being a Wallflower, well, it takes place in '92. It's about an introverted young man named Charlie who's entering high school for the first time. He has some demons from his past that are haunting him, and he's trying to just move on and make friends, and that's kind of where we start.
Um, in the movie, he meets, obviously, Sam and Patrick, and they definitely have a great effect on him.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about how they sort of bring him out of his shell.
Yeah, I mean, well, the first the first friend that he actually makes in school, I mean, besides his teacher, is Patrick, played by Ezra Miller, and he invites him into his group of friends, and it just becomes his support system, and like it gives him stability in his life, and we learn all about them. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about working with Steven Chbosky and the idea of sort of having the author of the book write a screenplay and then directing it. That's sort of, I would imagine, a great resource and a sort of a pressure as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there wasn't really a lot of pressure in developing the movie from my perspective, except for the fact that there was a lot of heavy material, and getting, to understand it and figure out the arc of the character was pretty difficult. But we had one really, really valuable, ally, and that was Steve Chbosky, who wrote the novel and wrote the screenplay and directed the movie. And he was so insightful and had every answer to every question you could possibly want from him. And it was really helpful.
It seems also, too, that obviously the movie and the story affect a lot of people because he assembled an amazing cast beyond the leads. You have Dylan as your dad, and Kate as your mom, and Nina as your sister, and Joan Cusack. I mean, it's really an amazing group of people. What was it like going to Pittsburgh and being there for 6-8 weeks and sort of having this experience?
Yeah, I mean, we were living in this little mall in the center of this little mall in the middle of suburbia, and we were all kind of the young cast and I were kind of forced together, and fortunately we all meshed really well together, and really grew to love each other and became a unit. The whole cast is incredibly talented, and a group of actors that I've wanted to work with for a long time, people that I've really appreciated, and we all, came in very excited and just rolled with the discoveries that we needed to make while figuring out, and shooting the film.
When people see this movie and when they read the book, many of them are very affected by it, and people really take away, are moved by it. Is there anything you hope that people learn, feel, walk away from the theater thinking about when they've seen the movie?
Yeah. I mean, if the film can help somebody, I mean, it's the biggest thing, biggest compliment, anybody, filmmaker or anybody involved in the process of making this film could ask for.
There's a sort of feeling out there that it's sort of a modern-day Breakfast Club, but I think it goes much farther, much deeper in some ways. The Breakfast Club, I think, maybe scratched the surface, and to me, I think this is even more deeper than that. Did you find it sort of relatable, even though it was period to your own sort of being that age? And
yeah, I mean, well, the film's incredibly relatable in many ways, but specifically, I think one of the most important things for me in that period of my life was figuring out and finding the people that I could confide in and trust, and the importance of friendship. And at its core, I feel like that's what this movie's about.
Tell me about working with Emma Watson and her character Sam and your character Charlie. They definitely, have something that's a complicated relationship, sort of friendship, romance.
Yeah.
What?
What is it? I have no idea what I would call it. it's like, you know, a lot of people, I mean, in interviews recently, you know, they've asked, is it a romantic? Are you guys like romantic leads together? Or just, it's like, what is it's really just great friends between them. And Emma's an incredibly talented and smart person. You know, she's capable of so much, and she was just really hungry starting this film. Really wanted to you know, she was just really passionate about her role in the movie and what it meant to not only her but to, you know, fans of the book. And yeah, she did a great job.
There's a lot of different sort of sayings or expressions that have come out of the book and the movie. Do you have one of those that resonates most with you?
Yeah, I mean, the one that really stays with me, and I still just can't get out of my head, is, yeah, we accept the love we think we deserve. And that's just, I mean, yeah, it's one that sticks with you. Yeah, when you leave the theater.
And if you were to tell someone why they needed to go see this movie, what would you say?
Why they need to see this film? Why they need to see this film?
Or why they should want to see this film?
Why they should want to see this film? Why they should want to see this film? Well, yeah, it's a much, you know, it's a really honest story, honest interpretation of growing up, and the importance of friendship. And there's so many different you know, themes and things that it touches on in the book and in the film. But, you know, I think anybody who sees it will leave with a good perspective, and I think that's important.
We're good.
Easy.